Hi there. You guys are probably wondering what I'm doing here and where Pastor Wendy is. Well, I can tell you what happened. I was out kayaking and everything was going well when I got washed ashore onto Pastor Wendy's desert island. And when I got there, I realized Miss Sarah was already there. She had been washed ashore kayaking too in a storm. And then Pastor Wendy was telling us all about these videos that she's been making for you guys, and I thought it sounded so wonderful. She told me that this week she was going to be far off on the other side of the desert island and she wouldn't be able to make a video for you guys. So she asked if I would be willing to do one. And I told her I would love to. I miss you guys so much and I miss seeing your smiling faces on every Sunday morning. So I'm happy that you're here. And I was just so excited because as I was just exploring the desert island, I discovered a scroll. And I thought that was so cool. So many fun things to discover on this island. I realized that the scroll looked really old and I wondered what might be inside. Like maybe there's a buried treasure map or a secret message from one person to another. I wonder what you think is inside. I have an idea. Since we're all here, how about I open up now and we can find out together? What this is. This is an epistle from the Bible. It comes from Romans chapter 7 verses 15 through 25. And this is a letter that was written by Paul. An epistle is really just a fancy word for a letter. And Paul was a follower of Jesus. He was one of his apostles, and he would write letters to people all over the world and help them in their Christian walk. Let's see what Paul has to say to the Romans here today. It says, I do not understand the things I do. I do not do the good things I want to do, and I do the bad things I hate to do. So I have learned this rule. When I want to do good, evil is there with me. In my mind, I am happy with God's law, but I see another law working in my body. That law makes war against the law that my mind accepts. That other law working in my body is the law of sin, and that law makes me its prisoner. What a miserable man I am. Who will save me from this body that brings me death? God will. I thank him for saving me through Jesus Christ our Lord. Wow. It seems like there's a couple verses missing in the center there, but what Paul is saying is that knowing the rules, knowing all the right things to do, isn't enough to make us do them. Even really wanting to do the right thing isn't always enough to overcome our sinfulness. So where does that leave us? That feels kind of defeating. But Paul gives us the answer in this letter too. Paul says that God will save us through Jesus. We can go to Jesus when we need help. You know, it kind of reminds me of when we extend our hands to the cross at Eastertide. Do you guys remember doing that? We did it just a couple weeks ago. And when we extend our hands to the cross, we send some things to the cross of Christ. Do you guys remember what we send to the cross of Christ? If you remember, say it out loud now. Well, if you said that we send our problems, our difficulties, or the devil's work from his temporary power, any of those three things, you'd be right. We send those to the cross of Christ so that Jesus can help us. I love when we do that together. It's one of my favorite things. And this week in the gospel reading, Jesus gives us a pretty profound and amazing invitation. He says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." So this week, if you have something hard, and it could be a big hard thing or a little hard thing, have a parent stop and pray with you. Or maybe find a quiet place in your house where you can pray alone and see if you feel any better by bringing your problem or your difficulty to Jesus through prayer. I know for me, when I have something really hard in my life, really difficult, and I'm working through it, praying about it can kind of be like taking off a heavy backpack, because I know that I don't have to carry that burden alone. I do have some activities for you guys this week. They should be linked right below this video. So check those out if you want to. And if you want to send me some of the work you're doing this week, I'd love to cheer you on while you're doing that. Feel free to send me an email or some pictures or something about what you're doing to Kathryn@advent.church. One more thing before I forget. There was another scroll that I found on the desert island that I wanted to share with you. It is a special desert island message, and it says, "Happy birthday, Ransom and Owen." Happy birthday, you guys. There are just so many cool and fun things to find on this desert island. And I hope you both have a wonderful birthday and you all have a wonderful week.